I want to bring in Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu right now. He serves on the House Foreign Affairs and House Judiciary Committees. Congressman, thanks for joining us. I want to get your response. RNC Chair Romney McDaniel said that this question of Andrew McCabe, who did you vote for? He was then the acting FBI director, asking who he voted for was just trying to get to know him. As Maggie pointed out, the president's not a traditional politician. Is it possible he simply didn't know that this would be inappropriate, that he was just making small talk, as McDaniel claims?
Thank you, Jake, for that question. I've been an elected official for over 15 years. I never asked anyone if they voted for me. That's just not an appropriate question. It's also not the get-to-know-you question that the RNC chair said. That's just a frankly ridiculous assertion that she made. Donald Trump was trying to assess whether McCabe would be loyal to him, and that is simply not something the president should be doing when he's looking at the FBI director or deputy FBI director.
So I've been talking about this today because I am surprised at Republicans who were very outraged by the Bill Clinton, Loretta Lynch tarmac meeting while Hillary Clinton was being investigated, that they're not similarly outraged by these comments that the president has made to McCabe and to Comey. But let me ask you the flip side of that. Were you outraged when Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch met? Didn't that look fishy? Wasn't that inappropriate?
It did look fishy, but keep in mind there was no evidence that they said anything inappropriate. In this case, there's actual evidence that the president told Comey to drop the investigation against Flynn. That is wildly inappropriate. That could constitute obstruction of justice. And Special Counsel Mueller's team is investigating that actual issue. Did the president obstruct justice during his time in the White House?
So CNN's learned that former Trump campaign aide Rick Gates, who also served as Paul Manafort's deputy and business partner, he's been charged by Special Counsel Mueller, and he might be close to entering a plea deal. If that's the case, what might that suggest about where Mueller is headed and what information he might have?
So I'm a former prosecutor. I have to say Mueller is doing an amazing job. He's already gotten 2 guilty pleas and 2 cooperation agreements. Now, if Rick Gates flips, that's a 3rd insider in the Trump campaign that's going to be cooperating with Mueller. And keep in mind, Rick Gates is not only an ally of Paul Manafort, he was Trump's deputy campaign manager. So that would be bad news for Donald Trump.
We know that the special counsel wants to interview President Trump in some manner. Would it be okay, in your view, if the president answered written questions?
Not at all. The president should be treated like any other witness or any other target of an investigation. He should be put under oath and answer questions from the prosecutors or FBI agents in the room.
Of course, you don't have to be under oath. If you lie to the FBI, whether or not you're under oath, it's against the law.
That's correct. Now, that's a very good point, because Donald Trump is going to go into this interview largely blind. He won't know what Michael Flynn told the FBI because their attorneys for Michael Flynn ended their cooperation agreement with the White House last November. He won't know what Sally Yates told the FBI. He won't know what Comey told the FBI. He won't know any of this. So if Donald Trump lies to the FBI, they'll know, and Robert Mueller's team will know.
Republicans are considering releasing a memo compiled by House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes of your home state of California and his staff. It alleges surveillance abuses by the FBI against then-candidate Trump in his campaign. The White House says the president's in favor of releasing it. Have you seen the memo? And in the spirit of transparency, should it be released?
I have not seen the memo. I think before it's released, they absolutely have to show it to the FBI to give the FBI a chance to rebut the memo. But keep in mind, nothing about this memo, based on the reporting, has anything to do with the actual evidence. They don't attack the legitimacy of the evidence that the FBI and Robert Mueller's team has already uncovered. And I think at the end of the day, the American public is going to look at the evidence and see if crimes were committed, and if they were, who committed them.
All right, Congressman Ted Lieu of California, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jake.